Hello, my crafty friends, my creative friends, I should say. I'm Beverly with Designs and Threads, and welcome. We're going to do a Valentine craft today. I have grandsons coming in a few days this week, and I have been busy pulling out my Valentine stuff for a few weeks now, and I made a lot last year, so at first I thought, I'm not going to make a lot. No, I'm not going to make anything this year, but I just couldn't let the year go by without adding something to it. And I came up with the ideal that I would make a Valentine for my immediate family members, which is my husband, my son-in-law, my daughter, and 2 grandsons. So, and counting me, there's 6 in the family. Usually I have 6 stockings hanging on my mantle, and I have these little clear hooks laying on top where I've had the stockings for Christmas. And I thought, why not do individualized Valentines to hang from those for Valentines? If I don't like them there, I'll put them on my Valentine tree. I have a Valentine tree. I changed my Christmas tree from a Valentine tree in my bedroom. And it's a 7.5 foot tree. And I have a small 4-foot tree in my kitchen. So anyway, I just love the glow of the warm lights, and to transition from Christmas to nothing is just really boring to me. And I started doing this several years ago, but in 2019, I was going to have a knee replacement. So I went a little more out and started doing my trees and things because I wanted to come home to a happy home. And I've enjoyed it ever since. I've added to it every year. And I hope it's something that you'll try. Don't try to do it all at once. Just gradually add you a few things every year. So, okay, so we're going to get started today. Okay, so we're going to get started. And I've got a heart, just a wood cutout heart. I think I ordered these from Amazon last year. It's some left over, but you can get a dollar heart at the Dollar Tree. You can get hearts at Walmart. You can get hearts Hobby Lobby, Michael's, lots of places. And this one it's about 11-inch heart across. And I have painted one. I've left the wood on one side, and of course it's got a finish on the edge. And I have painted it in red, and I used True Red acrylic, Anita's acrylic all-purpose paint that I had. I didn't go buy anything. I just used the red I had, okay? So we want this to be fun, so I don't want you to have to spend a lot. I haven't been to Dollar Tree since, way before Christmas. So I'm sure they have had all kinds of Valentine things. So, you can probably get some wooden ones for $1 there. I think I got some there last year. So this is the wood cutout we're going to work with today in red. We're going to make one for my oldest grandson. He will be turning 17 next month, and he's a golfer, and he plays on his school golf team. And I found this picture that I made into a drawing of him when he was younger, he and his brother, driving Jerry's golf cart around in our yard. That was something they liked to do as kids. So I printed this off on just normal paper that you put in your printer, a copying type paper, and printed it off, cut it out, and then I did water around the edges so it wouldn't have a smooth cut edge and would blend in a little better. But I just love that artistic looking drawing of the boys when they were younger, sitting in the golf cart with their puppy, enjoying driving in our yard. And the other picture I want to put on there is he plays on the Rocks. His school team is called Rocks, and he's on the Rocks golf team. And I found this picture. I think that's actually a little baseball jersey he's got on, but it says Rocks on it since he plays for the Rocks team. And I'm going to put that picture of him on it too. So, and I will show you how to do the edges of this one since I've already done the edges. Now I found these little pins on sale. They were quite on sale, like 75% off. I picked them up. I think at Michael's a long time ago. You put water in it and water comes out here, but you don't have to have these pens to do this, okay? You can just use a brush, a paintbrush, a clean paintbrush. And all I do is go around these edges and kind of wet them because I want to pull some of that paper off. And instead of having a smooth cut, clean line. And I'm just going to put some water out on it and let it set for a second and see if we can work with it. You know how water hits paper and it wants to start curling up anyway. So that's what I've done. I put a little water out there, and then I'm going to kind of hold where if I don't want it to really tear real deep, which I don't in this because I cut it off out of the paper pretty close. But you just kind of take one of your thumbs. I've got my left thumb holding where I don't want it to go beyond the tear of. And if it dries out on you, just go back with your paintbrush or dip your finger in water, whatever you want to do, and put a little more on there and just keep working down. And I've got my left thumb as my guide of where I don't want it to tear. I don't want it to tear up under my left thumb. So I'm holding that in place to tear my little picture in place. And I've kind of curved the corners instead of squaring them up. And we're just going to go around like that until I get this little picture out. And if it dries on you, just keep putting out a little water. It tears, and you can control the tear better if it's wet. So just kind of keep it moistened and take your fingers. My right hand is pulling the paper away and my left hand is holding it in place where I don't want it to go up under I do not want the tear to go, so. Oh, and it's just as simple as that. Now we've got our picture out and the edges are softened. So we are going to get ready to put it on now. So, okay. Okay, I have our red heart centered here on my working mat, and this is just a little mat silicone type mat that I ordered from Amazon, and it's easy to clean up. So I like working with it. So I pulled out some Mod Podge I had, and I was just about out of my low gloss, and that's what I usually use. So I'm using my high gloss today, and that's okay. And I'm going to give this heart, since it's high gloss, I'm going to kind of put a coat on all of it because I don't want some of it being high gloss and some of it being matte. And that'll kind of seal our paint in for us to proceed. And if you haven't worked with Mod Podge before, it will dry clear. And there's all kinds that you can get. You can get it for fabric. You can get it that's dishwasher safe. You can get low luster, high gloss. There's several kinds that you can get. And I usually use the low luster, but I do keep some of the high gloss around for. There's some little projects that just come along and you feel like you need to use the high gloss. I've also got the high temperature safe for the dishwasher, although I would never put anything that I Mod Podge in the dishwasher. So I just used a little craft brush to brush it on. And here are my pictures, and I'm going to center those on here. And just kind of lay it down on the Mod Podge while it's wet. And press it down. And having those little torn edges really helps this. You don't have to worry about a smooth cut edge and it looking so Refined. And I'm going to put Matthew's picture on this side. I'm not putting names on them or anything. I think we can tell by looking at the hearts who they belong to. I was thinking about putting a little pouch on the back because usually my boys are older now, so, and if I give them anything, I'll give them a little card with maybe some money in it or something like that for Valentine's. So I may do something like that on the back and let them find their little card on the back. Okay, since Matthew's a golfer, I asked Jerry for a golf tee. And I am going to paint it. It's a bright yellow, the one that he gave me. And I want to, I'm just going to paint it an off-white with some of this Waverly plaster chalk paint. That is my favorite. Uh-oh, I dropped a little bit there. Let's move this back out of the way for just a minute. And let me see if I can get this painted and dried just a little bit. I think it'll show up on the red a little better being painted white instead of a bright yellow. So I'm going to dry the end of this just a little bit with my heating tool, and we'll see what it looks like in just a second. It will take 1 or 2 coats to do this. I'll get it dry so I can hold the end of it, and we'll paint the top of it. Okay. We have 1 coat on there, and I'm going to paint the top of it now and dry it, and we'll see if we need to go with another coat. Oh, we probably will need to. It looks like it's not too dry and it's coming off on my fingers, so. Okay. I think I would dry pretty fast if this heat was directed at me, because goodness gracious, it's hot. Okay. And let's see if I can put just a little bit down here on this where it went off on my finger. Okay. Round and round. And this is a tall golf tee, so we'll just kind of have to see how it works out. I'm not sure how we're going to do the golf ball yet, but I'm sure we will figure it out. Okay, let's bring our heart back in. And I'm going to get something to wipe my fingers. Just a little bit. Okay, I've got some hot glue here, so I'm going to attempt to put this golf tee down right in the middle of the heart. Okay, I think that will hold that good and let it get in place. And the next thing we need to do is fix a golf ball. And I think I'm going to use this, these are the pans that come from the Dollar Tree. disposable pans with the grid on it. I think that will help it look like, the little grids on there will help it look like a golf ball with a golf ball indentation. So let's see. Is that the smallest one? Yes. Okay, this is going to be a large golf ball, but we're going to pretend it's a golf ball, and it's going to be a large practice golf ball for some young guy. So I'm going to put it in here like this. And I was afraid to put a golf ball on here because golf balls are heavy, and I didn't know if I could get it to stay on or not. And them being round, perfectly round too. So we're going to see what we can do here. Yes, I think that will work. So I've got 2 of them, and what I want to do is kind of glue these together, and then I'm going to put just a little stuffing in here. Not much, but just a little stuffing to give it some dimension, and see if we can get it looking like a golf ball. Just a little. Just a small amount of dimension, not a lot. And I'm just going to put a little hot glue and lay this down and hold it in place, okay? And then I'm just going to get just a little bit. I don't even know that I need this much that I just picked up. In fact, I'm going to put about half of that in to start with and see what it looks like. We don't need much at all. I just want a little bit, a little small amount in the middle to kind of give it some kind contouring to look like it's not just a flat, like it's a flat ball. And I think we can do that. So I just pinched a little off, I put it in, and now I'm going to put the hot glue right here. And I will have strings everywhere, but that's okay. And let's see, I need to get something right here where it can stick together. I may have to use my brush. And do this last little piece together. I know they say if you put your hot glue in the freezer that you won't have these strings. I'm going to try that one of these days. Okay. So I know that's not a perfect golf ball, but it's got some dimension to it. And I think it's what we need. And the other thing I'm going to do is take some paint and just dry brush this golf ball some. I want some of the silver to show through, but just take some of the shine of the silver off too. Okay? And then I'm going to take just a little rag here of my wet towels and rub some of that off. And I want some of the white on there and some of it off. And we're just going to have a silver and white golf ball to go on this Valentine's. And I think it will look cute. And it does look cute. And I'm just going to put a little thing of glue right here, and we're going to stick it down. Okay. So we've got this done. Okay, so now we just need to trim it up. Okay, to trim up the Valentine, I have some trim by Martha Stewart. I found it at Marshall's last fall, and it's got the little pom-pom. It's a small pom-pom trim on a little white rope. And I am going to use that to trim the edges of the Valentine and give it just a little more color instead of just being totally just red and kind of plain and drifting out into infinity. So I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to lay down a small bead of glue on the edge of this. It's probably got 1/8 of an inch wooden edge here. This heart's a little thicker than some that you will get. And I'm just putting it right on the edge. If your heart wasn't thick enough to put it on the edge, you could lay it just right on the edge on top or underneath, you know, according to how you would like for it to look. So, but I'm going to do mine right on the edge. You know, I hope that you will. You don't necessarily have to like what I've done for my grandsons in the golf, but I hope you will think about your children and grandchildren and some of their hobbies and sports and school and just things in life that they like. And do a special Valentine for them. I think you would see some big smiles on their faces. And it would be something that they would really enjoy getting from someone special, because you would be someone special in their life or you would not be making it for them. So, okay. Okay, I've got it on that far. Okay, so I'm just going to keep working my way around until we get it all done. I just love this little trim. I think it's just ideal to set it off, if I can keep from burning my hands. And I put the glue down right where my thumb was. Now, let's take this and take this. You know, okay, got some glue strings there to get off, but that's nothing new. I'll let them dry and then I will get them off. Okay, so we've got this side done, and now we're gonna start back up. We're down at the point of the Valentine, the bottom point, and we're gonna start coming up the sides again and meet where we started and cut it off. I do like this little trim. I think it is perfect to trim our Valentine in. Perfect. And it's perfect for boy or girl. Okay, and my blingy silver metal pan is about as blingy as I'm going to get for my boys, I tell you. I don't think they would want Grandma putting bling on their Valentine. So, okay. We just like a few inches here and we'll be back around. can get it right in here, and I'm going to nip it in two, and then I'm going to pull back up and do this last maybe a ½ inch and tuck that in real good in some glue. Take my craft scissors and tuck it in. Okay. And that is just as cute, my friends, as cute can be. So, now, got some things. Okay, I've got that fixed, and I don't know, maybe I should figure out something to go in here, or should I? I don't want to get it too busy, but to hang it, I'd like to use just some red 1/8 inch ribbon, but I may use, I guess I could use, let's see, I don't want this to cover that up. I might put a small bow down here at the end. Let's see if I can just tie a simple little bow. And I've got some small, I wish I had my red ribbon. I'm totally out of my red ribbon. I've got to buy some more when I get to somewhere to get some. Let's see. We'll cut this in two, and I'm just going to use a little 3/8 of an inch checked ribbon to tie my bigger checked ribbon with in the middle. And I don't want to have a big thick knot in my bow, so I'm going to use this and tie around it and make a loop, pull it through, and fasten it. And if you need, after you fasten it, if you need to adjust and pull your loops to make everything even, you can. Now, let's see. I think that would look cute hanging there. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the best place to put the ribbon on here, on this one. It's at the bottom. I do not want it covering up my golf tee, and it would if we put it in the middle there. So I'm going to put it here, and then cut my little ends, and okay. So now we have our Valentine completed. I think it's just as cute can be, and I hope you'll consider making one. And I will show you what I'm going to do. This is my other grandson's. I started his and played with it the other night. And he's a football player. So I'm going to get some more red ribbon, and this is what I'm going to put at the top of Matthew's too to hang it with on the mantle. Just some plain red ribbon, but I'm out right now, and it will go on like this to hang on the mantle. But here is my football player. I've got a picture of Noah right here. I had a cutout. I actually think it came from Dollar Tree on some things. And I had some little window clings. I think those came from Dollar Tree or Walmart One, and they look kind of farmhousey looking. I put some little hearts on his. And over here, touchdowns. And over here, football. It says football and it says touchdowns. And I had stencils to do that. So, in my stash. So anyway, and his is painted and covered in the clear gloss too. So here's one that's fixed for football, and here's one that's fixed for golf. And I think they're just as cute can be. And I hope that you will, that you enjoyed this today, and that you'll come back and subscribe to my channel below before you leave. And also share it out to your social media. if you're on Facebook and other things that you can share it out to. So I would appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you again soon.